welcome back. Now, even a terror threat will not stop Joburg Pride March. The 33rd edition is going ahead in Sandton tomorrow, and that's despite a warning from the US of an attack on a large gathering within the area of Sandton this coming weekend. Now, organizers say they've consulted authorities and are confident there's enough security available. So Joburg Pride's Kaye speaks to us now about this. And thank you so much, Kaye, for this time. Good morning to you. Let's start with the consultations you had with authorities. I mean, what do you know about this warning coming out of the US Embassy in Sandton?
So I think two things. It was a very generic warning. There was nothing directed at Pride or directly naming Pride in any of the communication. There are many large public gatherings taking place in the Sandton and broader areas, but for some reason the focus is on Johannesburg Pride. In terms of what we've done, I think we have assessed our situation, our location. We've worked with the South African Police to increase manpower within the vicinity, and we looked at our security access control, and we worked with the Sandton precinct to ensure that our planning is on point.
And how much of an interruption to your planning, to you organizing, this event, how much of an impact has this had on you guys? I'm talking about here the warning coming from the US Embassy. Surely you've received communication either from those planning on coming or some of your stakeholders trying to engage with you. Has that interrupted in any way your planning for the day?
So I think, the essence of Pride has always been a defiance campaign, and the support that we've gotten in general has been phenomenal. I think the community understand that the LGBT community in Africa is under attack. So to completely marginalize Pride as the only event of key concern, yet again shows where we are in this country in terms of our mindset, because there's a Corona festival taking place not so much further away from where Pride is, and there's been absolutely no talk about that. There are other events in the Sandton area that's also going ahead, and there's no talk about that. But the focus on which that Pride is being discussed yet again amplifies the fact that on African continent, we still have and we still see that homophobia is rampant, and this threat has actually provided an opportunity for the homophobes to emerge very loudly. I mean, we've seen a series of homophobic comments directed at Pride as well as the LGBT community on the back of these terror attacks or threats once the media linked it to Pride.
And just speaking about, those negative comments that you have received, I suppose the warning opening up that opportunity, as you've mentioned, for homophobes to attack the even existence of Joburg Pride March. What are you doing now to ensure that more than ever your voice is heard, the community's voice is heard, especially at this time?
So, the fact that we are going ahead is a stance in terms of we will occupy the space we were intended to on the 29th of October. We are taking to the streets. We will march. We will assert our visibility and, establish our presence. The thing is that we have called for unity from within the community as well as from our allies. We need to come together as one that stands out in terms of defiance, not just for the LGBT community or for LGBT rights in Africa, but in general. We need to maintain our freedom of movement, our freedom of expression.
With that being said, Kaye, what's then planned for the Joburg Pride March? I mean, for those attending, what's expected to take place?
Well, our program will go ahead as usual. We are starting in Rivonia Road, which is Pride Village that we set up, and we have a series of programs that take place before we leave the Pride area and take to the streets in Sandton. Our route has been adjusted slightly, and then when we come back, we have more activities within the Pride Village.